Let's give Dr. Terry Wager a round of applause. Terry, what is the book of the week?
Sam Zell is a billionaire and he's involved in energy. He's involved in real estate. He's involved in pretty much anything you can be involved in that has money involved. And see how involved I am in using involved. The book is amazing. It's autobiography of how he got started, what he learned from his dad, and basically his journey throughout the years since 1968 or something like that when he did his first deal. And three things that I got out of it was you got to put skin in the game. You got to put in order to be able to do anything. Whether it's your time, sweat equity, that's one of the first things that he did is he put his time in. And then you got to really jump in and take a contrarian view of what you're doing. A lot of people live business by hope. And I hope this works, hope this works, hope this works. And you got to take a contrarian view when you're doing deals. You got to look at how it might not work in order to be able to strategize the best deal possible. That doesn't mean hesitate, which a lot of people mix up looking at the downside of a deal as hesitating. You still got to go for it. You just got to make the deal work for you if you're going to move forward. And then you still want to make it good for them too, because that's how deals work. Everybody gets something out of it. And the third thing, and I think one of the most important, is really focusing on your reputation. You want to make sure that your name attached to anything you do makes people excited to talk to you, excited to do business with you, maybe even have a little bit of biblical fear, which is awe and trepidation, to make sure that they know that when you walk in the room, you're serious. One of the biggest things that I've seen with people is they don't come to the table serious. They take themselves too seriously, but they don't take the deal serious enough. And so reputation is all about taking the deal serious, taking the other person across the table from you serious, and being present with them. And that's all about reputation. So 3 things: put skin in the game. Invest in yourself and invest in your deals, and don't be afraid to put more in. Take a contrarian view and pay attention to the downside of things so you're not caught off guard. And then 3, make sure you got a good reputation. Don't have a reputation of just going for anything, and don't have a reputation of hesitation. Because if you have a reputation of hesitation, nobody wants to do a deal with you. That's what I got out of that book. I would read it. You'll probably get something different.
Let's give Dr. Terry Wager a big round of applause for handling the book of the week this week. And one more thing, there's a story in the book that I really liked. It was called The Grave Dancer. He got this nickname for being a grave dancer for when a company was going under, he would go and acquire that company. So he would be keeping an eye on companies that weren't doing so well, and he would be doing these acquisitions with his fund, and then he would turn those companies around. He had a strategy for turning them around, and he just would plug them in. He'd see them running an old way, and then he'd throw new technology into the business that he'd proven over and over works. So he'd just do these acquisitions as the grave dancer. And it was just very funny because he got a bad reputation. Many real estate investors can connect with this. Got a bad reputation. Oh, you take advantage of people who are in bad situations. I just show up when they need me. When somebody is, desperate to sell their house and they're willing to sell at a discount, that does happen to be when I show up. When people are looking to get top dollar, guess what? There's 1,000, a million other people out there who are looking to pay top dollar. I'm just the guy who comes in and fixes the problem. When it's a mess, I pay less, and then I fix it, and then I get more. Hence the camera, if it's okay to solve people's problems when they're in really, really desperate spots. If you think, yes, and for anybody who's listening who doesn't think it's okay, talk to your doctor, right? You only go to them when you're in a really bad spot, and you pay them more than you pay anybody else. Look at your insurance that you're paying out. There's a lot of money in desperation. There's a lot of money when people are on the line. I've talked to people whose entire life's been turned upside down because of medical bills, $1.7 million medical bills, or $600,000 medical bills. So if you don't think that helping people in desperate spots is a good thing, then I guess you don't need to ever go to the doctor again, right? COVID just happened the last 2 years. Who got COVID at some point, right? Who knows people died with COVID? It was a very serious disease, very serious illness, cold, a virus, and it took out a lot of people. Thank God for the doctors that were there on the front lines, handling a desperate situation with desperate people. It's the same exact thing with the financial world. When people are in a desperate spot, that's when they need us to solve their problem. There's nobody else who can do it. The person who's looking for that fixed house, the pretty house, who needs 60 days to close because they're a real estate just newbie, they're just new to the game, they don't have, and the pre-approvals fall apart and all these different things. They need somebody who can close in cash. That's where you solve that problem.